distance after he died? No. After I stopped trying to do that, I just said yes to war.
There's a line from a famous movie that says, "The greatest warrior in this world is a mother." And in many ways, that feels absolutely true. A mother will take on the entire world if she has to, just to shield her children from harm. She gives everything, her strength, her peace, her very soul, to see them safe and happy. There is no love more fierce, no protection more powerful. But is every mother like that? You might be quick to say yes. Most people would. But we challenge you to watch this story unfold, to walk with us through every chilling detail, and then decide if your answer remains the same. Because today's story isn't about love or sacrifice. It's about a mother, a woman who didn't just break the sacred trust of motherhood, she shattered it in the most horrifying way imaginable. What happened inside her home was so disturbing, so beyond comprehension, that the world would come to know it as a real-life house of horror. So what really happened behind those closed doors? What truth was buried, quite literally, beneath layers of ice and silence? We urge you, stay with us until the end. What you're about to hear is not just shocking, it will haunt you, because until today, you may never have seen or heard of a story quite as terrifying as this one.
Static ass and he's a drunk. Now tell the truth on that. Hey, come see me. For real? You! Everybody wanna know? Yes, I did kill her!
No, if you guys have any Vaseline, just want to
I got no Vaseline.
just water then, just
Water?
dry. Can I ask a
Well,
question?
before we move forward in the video, subscribe to the Dark Path channel and press the bell icon for the latest video updates. Friends, this whole story is from the largest city of Michigan State in America, Detroit. In the eastern part of this city lived a woman named Mitchelle Blair. This woman had 4 children. Due to a dispute with her husband, she had separated from him. So this woman was living in a big rented house in the same city with her 4 children. Along with that, she was also taking care of the school fees and house expenses. But after a time, she lost her job. Still, the expenses kept increasing. For some time, friends, she managed expenses by borrowing from some relatives. But how long could relatives keep giving loans? They also started refusing. As a result, Mitchelle Blair failed to pay the house rent on time. Things got so bad that month after month passed, but she couldn't pay the rent. She even got her children's names withdrawn from school, saying, "Now I will teach them at home myself." Meanwhile, when the pending rent amount became around $2,000, the house owner asked her to vacate the house. Even after the house owner's request, many months passed. But Mitchelle Blair could neither pay the rent nor vacate the house. In the end, the house owner went to court. After full hearing, the 36th District Court gave Mitchelle Blair a final notice to vacate the house. But still, she did not vacate it. Finally, a team was sent by the court to vacate the house. Morning of March 24th, 2015 came. At that time, Mitchelle Blair had gone somewhere outside with her children. The workers who came to vacate the house knocked several times on the door, but no one responded. In the end, they opened the door using a spare key and went inside the house. They began the process of clearing the house. First, they started taking out the furniture and other items from the house. While emptying the house, when they tried to lift a freezer kept in the living room, they found this freezer heavier than usual. Because of this, some workers opened the freezer to check inside. They saw that the freezer was completely filled with ice. Now they tried to remove the ice from there, thinking it would get lighter and easier to move. So they closed the freezer and started removing the ice. While removing a little bit of ice, they saw a big plastic bag under it. They quickly removed the ice and took out the plastic bag, then opened it. As soon as they opened the bag, everyone there was shocked to the core. Inside the plastic bag, there was a girl's dead body. Immediately, the police were called. The police came and took the body into their custody. Along with that, the police team also came to investigate near the freezer. When the freezer was emptied more, they saw one more body inside the freezer. This time, it was a boy's body. Seeing this, everyone lost their senses. Now, the police started searching for the woman living in the house. They were informed about possible places where Mitchell Blair often went. Based on neighbors' information, the police team started raiding those places quickly. And after just a few hours, they took Mitchell Blair into custody. When the police arrested Mitchell Blair, she was with only 2 of her children, but she had 4 children in total. When asked about the remaining 2 children, she did not give any proper answer. After that, the police brought Mitchell Blair back to the house, to the freezer, and asked about the 2 bodies recovered from it. Even there, Mitchell Blair didn't give any concrete answer and just said to the police, "I'm sorry." When Mitchell Blair didn't give any proper response, the police arrested her and took her away. Now, questioning of Mitchell Blair started in police custody. What came out in this questioning? After hearing it, everyone was shaken to their core. According to the confession given by Mitchell, in August 2012, one day she returned from work and saw her youngest son, Matthew, doing something with a plastic doll. Seeing this, Mitchell asked Matthew, "What are you doing? Where did you learn this? Does someone do this to you?" In reply, Matthew said, "Yes, Stephen always does this to me." Stephen was none other than Mitchell Blair's elder son. As soon as she heard this, Blair became extremely angry and ran upstairs to the 2nd floor, where Stephen was in his room. As soon as she entered the room, she asked, "Did you do this to your brother Matthew?" As soon as Stephen said yes, Mitchell Blair punched him hard in the face, and then a brutal beating began. She kept beating him until he fell to the floor. Then she took a large plastic bag and wrapped it around Stephen's face and continued beating. She beat Stephen until he was completely unconscious. A few hours later, when Stephen regained consciousness, Mitchell beat him again, and this time poured boiling hot water on his private parts. Because of this, the skin around that area started melting and falling off. While doing all this, she had wrapped the plastic around her son's face and stuffed cloth into his mouth so he wouldn't scream. After pouring hot water, she tied a belt around his neck and hung him using that belt. As soon as Stephen passed out, she threw him back on the floor. This torture went on for 2 full weeks, and on August 30th, 2012, due to deep wounds, Stephen died while suffering. At the time of death, Stephen was only 9 years old. If anyone from outside had even a hint of this death, Blair could have been given a severe punishment, so she didn't tell anyone and placed Stephen's body in the deep freezer in the living room.
You, basically? What's your first name?
Mitchelle, M-I-T.
M-I?
M-I-T. C-H-E-L-L-E.
Did you ever give him CPR?
Yeah, I'm like...
She told the remaining 3 children, "If any of you tell anyone about this, the same thing will happen to you."
You told me that you gave him
Scared,
CPR.
none of the children said anything. Time kept passing. No one asked much about Stephen because the children had already stopped going to school. Their relations with neighbors weren't good either, so no one came to ask about the children. Even their father never came, so he too didn't get any idea about Stephen's death. Due to debt, contact with relatives had also stopped. 9 months passed after Stephen's murder. One more horrifying incident occurred in the house. According to police interrogation, after 9 months of Stephen's death, in May 2013, Mitchell learned that her daughter, Stony Ann Blair, was also doing something wrong with Matthew. Upon finding this out, once again, Mitchell lost control and beat her daughter brutally. After a lot of beating, she locked her in a room without giving food or water for days. That room was only opened when Blair wanted to beat her more. Due to continuous torture, in May 2013, Stoney also died. At the time of death, her age was only 13 years. Mitchelle Blair had now killed both her own daughter and her own son with her own hands. After killing her daughter, she also put her body in a big plastic bag and placed it over Stephen's body inside the same freezer. Blair said, "After killing both of them, I was going to surrender to the police, but my younger son Matthew stopped me. He said, 'I can't live without you. Please don't go.' So I went to the market, bought plastic bags, and stored the bodies in the freezer. In the same room where the deep freezer was kept, Mitchelle also had her bed. On one side, 2 children's dead bodies were in the freezer, and on the other side, Mitchelle used to sleep peacefully. This entire truth came out in 2015, which means Mitchelle Blair was living with 2 dead bodies in the house for 3 years. She had scared the 2 surviving children so much that they never spoke a word. When the police asked Mitchelle Blair if she felt fear or regret, she said, "I don't regret anything because they never regretted what they did to their brother." This shows the extent of her madness. She even said, "I didn't kill my children, I killed the monsters." After this horrifying confession, police took the surviving children into custody and the 2 bodies were sent for post-mortem. Mitchelle was charged under multiple murder sections and serious crimes. In court proceedings, her parental rights were taken away from her, and both living children were handed over to Child Protective Services. From there, they could be adopted. Throughout the court proceedings, Mitchelle never showed any remorse. In fact, whenever she came to court, she would just shout at the judge and other officials.
Static gas, and he's a drunk. Now tell the truth on that.
When asked why she made such a big decision, she said, "When I was a teenager, someone also misbehaved with me. I told my mother, and she said, 'Don't tell anyone, forget it.' I stayed quiet as per her advice, but it kept happening again. I got no support from my home." She said, "I too have gone through abuse and know the pain. When I told my mother and she didn't act, I decided my son won't suffer like me. So I punished those 2 children. They deserved that punishment." Finally, after a long trial, on June 17, 2015, Mitchelle Blair was found guilty of the murder of both children. Because she was found guilty of first-degree murder, she was sentenced to life imprisonment without parole. That means she will stay behind bars for life. Not only that, Blair had claimed that both children had abused her younger son, but in the further investigation, there was no proof found of any such abuse. That's why her claims started appearing false and made up. As for the children, no official information is available now. For their safety and identity, everything has been kept confidential. Mitchelle, on the other hand, is still serving a life sentence in a Michigan prison. Even when the court sentenced her to life, there was no expression on her face. She even refused to appeal the decision in higher court. Well, Mitchelle Blair definitely tarnished the sacred word mother with her crime. Even then, there's no doubt that a mother is the greatest warrior in the world. Let us know in the comment box. If you liked our effort, like and share this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, do it now and turn on notifications by pressing the bell icon. We'll meet again with another true story from the world of crime. Thank you.